But he did ask a question that I think we should look for the answer for, although I don't know whether we can answer right now, which is, did Bob Kerrey call the NYPD, or did that come from the 911 call? And I'd like to know the answer to that. I think we all will.
Who authorized him to go inside, and why wasn't the general counsel consulted? And if he was, why is he the general counsel just for Bob Kerrey?
The point is, we don't know what happened, and we need to know what happened.
I'm just unclear. Perhaps I can just get clarification. In your presentation, it was kind of hard to tell at that point. It was a little raucous. But it sounded like you said that the police were responding to a call of burglary. Is that correct?
That was step one.
Thank you.
And then step two, Kerry authorized the entry. That's what he said.
I just wanted.
It's a point of clarification on the presentation. Roy, what was the?
Information that was provided. Information that was provided that I recited to you just before was that when the security officer got into an altercation with the outsiders who were attempting to gain entry, he called 911 because there was an illegal break-in occurring.
Who authorized him to go inside?
Will you then clarify when it transformed from being an instance of burglary to when I thought we were here for transparency, the multiplicity of interpretation. Thank you for your transparency, sir.
Joel, so we're clear, as I understand, what the purpose of this meeting was, it was to raise questions so that we could try and look into those questions and provide answers.
Yes, no.
This is not the forum to go into a question and answer scenario.
Why not?
So first of all, that's the goal, and I repeat it, and I agree with Roy's comment, and that's what I've been charged with moderating, is an attempt to get all of the questions on the table that need to be answered. I think there have been several that are directly related to the question of what happens when the police are called, and we can sit here and speculate about it, but we're not ready, none of us are here and capable of answering that question. We need to get the answers to those questions. And
because it seems to me what we do need is information, and that all of you spoke.
Arian, can you speak into the mic? People can hear.
I mean, I think we do need information, and I think everybody who spoke as representatives, all of you, or some of you I consider extremely good friends, were very, very even-handed and non-committal. And I must say, I find that rather strange. I know you're in difficult positions. I know that you have double duties. But nevertheless, I think when there are people here who know what happened, or at least what they think that happened, and then you say, well, we can't have answers to that. That's not what this is about. This is just about questions. This is not about people giving information. We got information about all the good things that are trying to, that Tim and others and the deans are trying to affect. That was, that was nice, but it's not, it's sort of beside the point. It's as if to say that what derailed that trajectory was the movement, what the students did, however many there were, on Friday. And many of the statements that have come out of the administration suggest that derailed the trajectory. And that's already a judgment. That's a very clear judgment. And I think, I myself would like to question that judgment and whether what happened wasn't inevitable, given what we knew and what preceded it. Thank you.
Actually, I have some information that is relative to this. It doesn't answer the question of who called the NYPD, but it does answer the question of whether or not Bob Kerrey was willing to talk to students and negotiate. And my name, just so you know, I'm the friend inside, or the friend that was inside the hostage negotiation room that had contact with the students inside. I am a former NSSR Econ alum. I'm a former speaker of the Graduate Faculty Student Senate in 2004, and I'm also a former member of staff. at the new school. I came to the scene around 6 in the morning, and I approached the security guard who said he got his leg hurt. And he sent me back over to the other side of the street. And then he asked me if I would talk to the students inside and let one of the staff members, maintenance guys, go in. So I did. And so I started this chain of communication. And because I had this communication inside, the hostage negotiation team came up to me pretty quickly, and they wanted to know lots of information. I told them lots of information, a lot of things. They had me call in and ask specifically, are you peaceful protesters? Had called them. I knew it was like, yes, these are nonviolent, peaceful people. I had to call them though and ask my friend, are you peaceful protesters? And of course the answer was yes. So I was doing this a lot the whole morning, and they wanted to know who the students would negotiate with, who they wanted to talk to, and the answer was the new provost. They only want to talk to the provost. And so they said, well, Linda Reber's here, would they be willing to talk to her? And I said, frankly, I don't think a lot of students trust her, and I don't think that will be the case, but I'll be willing to ask them. And she was in the room, the same room where I was. And that was probably sometime between 6:15 and 7, I'm not sure of the exact time. And then I said, you really need to get the provost here. And every time I talked to the hostage people, I said, is there any luck in getting the provost here? Any luck? They're, no, we're working on it. No luck. And then finally I was like, you really have to get him here because I'm not going to talk to anyone else. They're like, well, we've decided to use you instead to negotiate with. And I was like, I don't think that's going to work. They want to talk to the provost. And they said to me, point blankly, the administration isn't interested in negotiating with the students. So I know that at some point, early in the morning, the administration was consulted about the possibility of negotiation and refused. That doesn't answer the exact question, but it does answer some questions. And I was actually really pleasantly surprised when, I don't know, maybe 10 or 10:30 or 11, I'm not sure what time it was at that point, you came into the room. I don't know how you got the information, because it seemed like the police from the very early stages were talking to Kerrey, and they weren't making the effort to get you there. But finally they did get you there, and everyone inside was very happy as well that you were willing to talk to the students. But it's clear that from very early on, the administration knew the students wanted to talk to the provost, and no move was being made. But they did call Ms. Reamer and wake her up and get her out of bed and come really early to the scene. I would have thought they would have done the same thing if they were anything in goodwill for the students.
Hi, my name is Jim Freeman. I apologize, I have to read off this. I've only had 3 hours of sleep since Saturday. I've been running around between courthouses and all of that. First off, in regards to the university's policy regarding demonstrations, I'd like to paraphrase a Winston Churchill quote. A protest with a permit is just masturbation. And that's all I have to say about that. That's just a way that the administration can know that they can come in and know that people are going to be there and that they can come shut it down. Secondly, it was stated earlier that Bob Kerrey isn't here, which is absolutely ridiculous. This is evidence that he does not care what we think. He doesn't want to listen to us, he ignores us, and he wants to shut down any opposition to him. Not only that, he's been lying consistently. He's not speaking through us, he's going through emails in the New York Post. And as the Free Press stated, the security guard was not hospitalized.